What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I've got a lot to cover about Apex Legends, okay? There's a lot that now has come out after those who willingly signed a embargo to not talk about the game until today. Now the articles are flooding. Everything's trending on Twitter, and we're finding a lot out. I want to tell you first and foremost, if you're interested in my take of the game, I watched the live reveal. I downloaded the game, and I played a little bit of it on stream. Came back later after running a few errands and just played a little bit more. I've got some thoughts to share about that. But what I can tell you from Jump Street is I downloaded the game immediately, downloaded pretty fast, was able to connect to the server almost immediately, and I had no connection issues. Now, I know some are happening out there. There are some desyncing issues that are happening, but overall, super smooth. And maybe just I was lucky, but I would have thought if there was going to be any problems, it would be in that window from 2 until 3 p.m. today, right after the announcement and, right away. But everything ran smooth, and they did all this without any kind of public beta. Makes you really wonder about what was going on with Anthem and their VIP demo. But there's an interesting twist here. One, I want to talk about how they confirmed now today that Titanfall 3 is not a thing, and that, in fact, they were working on this all along. And they let everyone out there believe it. But also a revelation that Respawn basically knew that EA had a terrible reputation and chose to just drop the game as opposed to leak and drip market like most games do, because they knew it was going to go badly for them. I have to give them kudos for that. They bamboozled us all. So I want to look at a couple of the quotes from the Titanfall team, specifically the one about how they chose to market it first. At a press event for Apex Legends, Respawn producer Drew McCoy told Eurogamer that Titanfall 3 wasn't happening. The world thinks we're making Titanfall 3, and we're not. This is what we're making, he said. To try and convince a skeptical audience for months with trailers, hands-on articles, and we're just like, let the game speak for itself. Not a bad idea. It's the most powerful antidote to potential problems. Basically going on to say, we're doing a free-to-play game with essentially loot boxes after we were bought by EA. And it's not Titanfall 3. It's the perfect recipe for a marketing plan gone awry, so why have that? Let's just ship the game and let players play. Pretty much a genius marketing plan. I mean, acknowledging that everyone's going to be super skeptical up front, and then going in and saying, well, people are going to be disappointed that it isn't Titanfall 3. It's a little sketchy, in my opinion, that they basically lied through omission and let everyone kind of assume that Titanfall 3 was in production. Even Jason Schreier had reported that it was in fact in production or some level of pre-production. But, it's Schreier, and as much as I like to meme on him, I do tend to, when it comes to this type of thing, I'll definitely believe him. You can see he talks about Titanfall 3, the new Battle Royale game. Apex Legends is out, but here, later on, it's one heck of a revelation, as we learned that Titanfall 3 was indeed in development in the fall of 2017 when publisher Electronic Arts purchased Respawn for many millions of dollars. At the time, as I reported in this past Saturday, a source told me that the third Titanfall game was underway and that the studio was looking to get it out as quickly as possible for fear of looking and feeling dated if it came out too much later than 2018, thanks to its use of the Valve-created Source engine. I speculated that either A, this was the stopgap en route to a proper Titanfall 3, or B, whatever work was done on Titanfall 3 had become Apex Legends. The answer appears to be B, which will come as sad news to anyone who thought Titanfall 2's campaign was as brilliant as Kotaku did. Now, in full disclosure here, I'm not a Battle Royale guy. And a lot of the initial feedback from people, when I asked you on Twitter and things like that, people are like, ugh, great, another Battle Royale game. And to be honest, if you don't like Battle Royale games, then this isn't going to make you like Battle Royale games. Even me, who is a vocal, I'm not saying it's not like I don't think they should exist, but I've spoken many times that I just don't like them. I don't care for them. They're just not for me. But so what? If you like Battle Royale games, then I think you'll probably like this. I launched it and I thought it was very visually appealing. And now I'm going to take a look at, I'm going to share with you the actual in-game store and in-game currency so we can take a look at what this free-to-play monetization plan looks like. All right, so basically you get inside the game. There's a couple of interesting things right off the bat, like having a streamer mode already built in. They know what's up. That's why they probably had so many streamers. So I checked in on Dr. Disrespect, and he had something like 40,000 people watching him. So what I'm mostly interested in here is looking at the store. Now, I talked about on Twitter that, yes, we see $20 skins. That said, it is free to play. And while it's funny to laugh at that, at the end of the day, there's absolutely no reason you need to purchase this. There's absolutely no in-game advantage to purchasing this. So if they want to charge $100, that's up to them. I think $18 is a little absurd, but that's neither here nor there. You can also see some other legendary items like Hazard Pay. This is also $18. But what I was looking at initially was Legends, right? When I saw the original rollout trailer, Caustic was my dude. That was the guy I wanted. So he's going to cost you, for example, 750 Apex coins, or $7.50. But you can also pay in-game currency, 12,000 in-game currency, which is the Legend tokens. Now, I don't know enough to figure out how quickly you can earn that, but if it's reasonable, then I don't think we have to be too upset. I don't like having players locked behind this sort of thing, but again, it's free to play, so, you know, what can you say? You look at Apex packs, things like that, you get cosmetic packs. There's also some interesting things that they do with the weapons. You can still get these. Okay, so this is a legendary weapon. Oh, requires spacewalker. I picked a bad one. All right, let's go here. You can look at it and see it's $20, but you can also craft it with 1,200 crafting medals. So you can unlock some of these weapons in addition to just purchasing them. $18 for a weapon skin? Zoinks. Okay? If you look at how you purchase your weapon or your Apex coins, it's not that different than what you would normally see in a free-to-play game, okay? 1,000 coins is $10. So that's why I'm saying 18 coins, $18. 1,800 coins, I'm sorry. But if you go up, and if you're an absolute mad lad and you want to buy 11,500, that's the cheapest. That's the cheapest you're going to get in terms of the cost of per coin cost, and even that is still pretty spicy. I mean, 11,500 coins. Yeah, I mean it's you know, little less if you want to buy that, but good lord, please don't. These types of things are for people with more time than money. But as it stands, right away in the shop here, there is only cosmetics, and that's what they offered us. Now, you could argue that putting different characters behind a paywall is not exactly cosmetics, but you can earn it. And even though this type of game isn't exactly my cup of tea, I really wanted to play with Caustic. You know, the only, apparently the only, they might, you know, a little, a character I can identify with, let's say, in terms of, you know, a variety of reasons. But, I mean, you're launching the game with basically three female characters, Bloodhound's a male character, Gibraltar, and then a robot. You've got these two male characters behind the paywall. I played with both Bangalore and Bloodhound. I enjoyed them both, but that's what's going on with the in-game economy. When I was just trying to log in just now, I did have some issues, but it eventually connected right away. And it looks good right away with, right away, how do I say, widescreen support. I didn't know I had an Apex pack. This must have been from... So you get Equip, another quip.
Kill is more important than the prize.
Okay. This kind of stuff, again, doesn't really appeal to me. But you get a weapon skin here. I only played one round, and I didn't do well at all. So I suppose weapon skins. Cosmetics are not for me, but that doesn't mean they're not for you. Let's continue on. Now, basically, online reaction, as I said, has been one of two things. Ugh, not another Battle Royale. Or the people that already play Battle Royales seem pretty interested. They seem at least intrigued. Lots of people have downloaded and are playing it and find it a cross between Overwatch and Fortnite. And I guess I could get that feeling from it. It has kind of that cartoony feel while also a little more real world feeling, kind of like Overwatch. But overall, it's hard to say where this game's going to end up. There's so much money in the Battle Royale space that even a mild success would be a lot of money, which is exactly why I'm sure Respawn or EA encouraged Respawn to go with the Battle Royale mode instead of Titanfall 3, which just wouldn't make the same money. Now, they've said that they're going to support this with different seasons and different events. They've talked about long-term support for the game, which I think is good if you're into it, obviously. The free-to-play game, sort of a cross of Overwatch and Call of Duty's Blackout Battle Royale game. I guess that's true. I played Blackout Battle Royale a little bit. I found that the long-distance weapons seemed a lot more effective in Apex Legends. Same with Blackout. I didn't run into a lot of close combat, but again, I'm not an expert at Battle Royale modes. And why Respawn made a Titanfall game without Titans and not Titanfall 3. Apex Legends was born out of a previous plan to make Titanfall 3 game, a game that for now is not in development. Respawn's new Battle Royale game set in Titanfall universe, but does not include Titans, which are giant combat mechs, are a major part of the franchise. See, this is a big thing. Titanfall hardcore fans, at least in their interactions with me on Twitter, seem pretty impressed with the game, pretty happy about it. But to me, to not have Titans in it feels a little bit like Ghostbusters 2016. Like, you're kind of like saying, hey, it's the Titanfall universe, but you know, we don't have wall running and we don't have Titans, so is it really Titanfall? And they didn't exactly call it Titanfall. They didn't call it Titanfall Apex Legends. They called it Apex Legends, which of course does not include Titans. Respawn's been working on a version of Titanfall 3 at some point, but the success of PlayerUnknown Battleground and the company's acquisition by EA caused a rethink. Imagine my shock. According to EA executive producer Drew McCoy, Respawn had been playing with various player versus player modes using assets from Titanfall 2. This is also feeding a lot of people saying there are a lot of asset flips and stuff like that in here. We knew we were onto something, McCoy said. When Puberg started blowing up in 2017, we recognized that it wasn't just establishing a new mode, it was a new genre. It was its own thing. The team decided to focus on these experiments with an emphasis on characters rather than mechs. In a standalone Titanfall game, players occasionally jump into Titans, which cause huge damage but are slower. We wanted characters who aren't just mechanical differences, but that are deep and rich, McCoy said. We wanted to zoom out from the core Titanfall series and find another part of the world. He said the move was part of a bigger culture change and had been taking place at EA after being acquired by Respawn after being acquired by EA in 2017. He added that this change was kind of harrowing, that Apex Legends was a very different game for us. I asked the designer, Mackie McCandlish, why Respawn is working on a Titanfall game without Titans. The Titanism mechanic tends to fulfill the fantasy of a giant robot, he said. It has to be almost trivially destroy other players. It has the ability, sorry. It's like playing poker and holding 4 aces. We could have made the Titan a limited time mode that allowed people to briefly live out that power fantasy, but that's not sustainable. Well, what if you had just made them all Titans? I don't understand. Why not that? And we'd agreed if we do just Titans, you'd be asking me why there are no pilots in the game. Maybe. I suppose maybe. I don't think so, though. So there you have it. Basically everything we know about the game right now. And tough news for people that were holding out for Titanfall 3, as I don't think you're ever going to get it. Not after the inevitable reorganization of what the company's goals are now that they're owned by EA and have shareholders to please. To me, it's pretty obvious that they looked at the ceiling of cash that either one of these types of games could make and decided to choose the Battle Royale game. Now, that said, that doesn't mean the game can't be great. That doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy the game. I mean, heck, it's free to play. Why not download it? Try it. It's on PC, it's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation. Nothing ventured, nothing lost, right? If you don't like Battle Royale games, like I said, I don't think playing this game is going to change your opinion. If you're lukewarm on them or you like other styles of this game, this is going to eat some lunch from Overwatch. Maybe Fortnite. It's unlikely. Fortnite's going to be fine, I'm sure. But oftentimes people like to bounce between games, and I'm sure that they're going to have a healthy environment here. I had some issues when I was playing it, dropping in and not being able to find a weapon. You know, they can tweak that kind of stuff over time. But overall, thought the game looked polished, has a chance to grab hold inside of this market. Having it come out just a few weeks in front of Anthem seems curious. I know they're not exactly the same and they're very different, but that's two major releases out of EA in 3 weeks' time. That's going to be an interesting thing to see how the investors react. But let me know, are you going to give this game a try? Are you saying, hey, no Battle Royale games for me, I'm over them, I'm not interested in it? Are you bummed that you're probably never going to get a Titanfall 3? As somebody who enjoys campaigns and some level of story mode, I've never been a huge fan of Battle Royale, that kind of just jumping in and getting right at it. I like to have a story and I like to have, you know, events to look forward to, things like that. But again, I'm not the target market for it, and if you like it, then you shouldn't feel bad about that. I'm interested to hear what your comments are down in the comment section down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.